On Sports Paws, the men's basketball team took a trip to Sacred Heart University.
Women's ice hockey ended their regular season hosting RPI and Union.
Spring sports have sprung. Men's lacrosse, women's lacrosse, and baseball have started their seasons.
All that and more coming up next on Sports Paws. And I'm Anthony Davila. We have a lot of sports to cover with only 30 minutes to do so let's get right into it.
Starting on the court, women's basketball first year, Gal Revive is a semifinalist for the World Exposure Report Mid-Major Freshman of the Year. Revive is averaging just under 18 points per game and playing just about 36 minutes a game. She's also helping from the arc, shooting 32% from the three. New MAAC in-state rivals Sacred Heart took a trip up to Lender Court to take on the women's basketball team. Quinnipiac is getting another win streak started with 3 straight wins entering Thursday. Opposite fortunes for Sacred Heart. They've lost 3 in a row. First quarter, Pioneers are starting hot. Emma Kirby spins through traffic inside and gets the shot to fall. Then it's guard Sierra Pryor drives to the perimeter and beats the double team through contact and one bucket. A few minutes later in the play, Amelia Wood left wide open up top and she drains the 3. SHU is in the lead 12-6. But the Bobcats snapped out of their stupor as Gal Revive stepped back Jay from the elbow. Nothing but net for the first year. Corenda Pereira, same spot, same result. Then Grace Labarge gets the offensive rebound and finishes the play. Next play, Gal Revive finds Jackie Grizzle open. 3-point shot is money. Quinnipiac finished in the first half on a dominant 29-8 run. Sierra Johnson going into the third quarter. Sierra Johnson gets rejected inside by Anna Foley. Not much Valentine spirit there, and Carson Martin takes it coast to coast right there for the lay. Later in the quarter, it's Pryor on the other end and gets a nasty scoop layup to fall. What a move for the bucket. But KU is going to run away with this one as Revive, through contact, flex on him, Gal. Quinnipiac shakes off the rusty start and steamrolls Sacred Heart. Revive 22 points and 8 rebounds. Her 9th 20-plus point game of the season as the Bobcats improved 20-3. Trish Fabry's 13th 20-win season.
Quinnipiac's bench players got a chance to shine late in the game. Women's basketball beat reporter Jack Bergman has more.
On Thursday, the Quinnipiac Bobcats defeated the Sacred Heart Pioneers 71-47, and one of the biggest keys to their success was the spark off of their bench.
The Bobcats started off the game a little rocky, going down 12-4 early, but the answers Coach Fabry was looking for were sitting right next to her.
Really enjoyed using our bench more, like that's so important this time of year, and they actually came in and then took the lead right back at the end of the first quarter with Paige and Ava in. Grace came in, Corenda was in, so that was really productive. They've been really productive, so it was nice to be able to use them.
It wasn't just at the beginning of the game, but after the Bobcats were pouring on the points, some of the backups got a chance to enter the game, and first-year forward Emma Lizotte got a chance to prove herself.
And being a senior on the team, I was in her shoes not too long ago, and I remember my seniors going wild for me on the bench, and it was just such a great feeling. So for her to get in and get 2 blocks in like 30 seconds, that was just amazing to watch.
Not only did her bench support her with the blocks, but after she got sent to the free throw line, the bench erupted for her when she scored her first collegiate point.
That has been the best part of the games, when we were up at Niagara, to watch everybody go crazy for their teammates out there. I mean, everyone just went nuts in the locker room from Emma Lizotte. It's so genuine. Like, that's why we're good. That's why this is fun. So thank you for noticing that, because that's a big deal. How great the bench was with everyone getting in and being able to contribute. And I think that just shows, again, like a really great culture, and something special is currently evolving here in our program.
The Quinnipiac Bobcats look to continue to roll on the road against the Iona Gales at 2 p.m. on Saturday. Reporting for Q30 Sports, I'm Jack Bergman.
On Saturday, the Quinnipiac women's basketball team erased a 12-point deficit on the road against Iona in a come-from-behind 74-66 win. Galrevive had a 22-point night, shooting 48% from the field, and Jackie Grisdale scored 14 points on 57% shooting from the field. The win locked the Bobcats into a top 10 spot into the MAAC playoffs. Quinnipiac still trails Fairfield by a game for first place. Additionally, Revive was named MAAC Rookie of the Week for the 9th time this season.
In that game, Revive broke the Quinnipiac Women's Basketball Division I record for the most points scored by a first year in a season. Revive has so far scored 419 points on the season. This broke Erin Kerner's record of 416 points set in 2006. Sacred Heart hosted Quinnipiac men's basketball in a Valentine's Day battle on ESPNU. On Friday, the Quinnipiac Bobcats took a quick trip to Fairfield to take on Sacred Heart Pioneers in a Valentine's Day matchup. 13 minutes in the first half. Tanner Thomas is going to get the ball on the wing and lets it fly. Pioneers up early, 19-15. Later on, Amari Stewart finds Anquan Hill in the corner for another Pioneer 3. They now lead by 10. Next Sacred Heart possession. Hill again. This time he passes to McKeek Connor. Connor will pump fake the pass and take the 3. Pioneers lead by 11 with under 5 to go in the first. In the final minute of the half, Savion Lewis will drive, find Jaden Zimmerman in the corner, who knocks down the 3. Sacred Heart would lead 51-45 at the break, but Quinnipiac refused to throw in the towel. 5 minutes in, Lewis and Doug Young play hot potato, passing it back and forth until Young lets it fly and drills the corner 3. Bobcats now down 4. Later on, Zimmerman gets the rock, passes to Lewis, who drives and kicks it to Alexis Reyes in the corner, and you guess it, he drains the 3. That assist broke Quinnipiac's Division I assist record with 542 career assists. He finished that game with 12. Then Zimmerman in the corner hits Young. Otieno sets the screen. Young finds him on the roll, and Otieno gets the two-hand slam. Bobcats up 7 after under 7 minutes to go. In the 3 final minutes, Young is going to drive, dish it to Amari Monroe with the step-back jumper. He would finish with 24 and 19. The Bobcats take the heart of the Pioneers fans and completing a 14-point comeback. And with Merrimack lost to Manhattan, Quinnipiac reclaims the first place in the MAAC. 2 men's basketball players are making the record books for Quinnipiac. On Friday, Savion Lewis broke the Quinnipiac Division I career assist record. Lewis has a total of 502 career assists. Lewis is now 3rd all-time in Quinnipiac history. He needs less than 100 assists for the all-time record, currently trailing behind Mike Buchetto, class of 93, with 624, and John Marable, class of 86, with 596 assists.
In that same game, Amari Monroe broke his own Division I single-season steals record of 62 from last season. The junior forward now ranks 4th on the team's Division I steals leaderboard. He's just 8 steals away from breaking the all-time record of 73 set by Boyd Johnson back in 1989. Monroe leads the MAAC in steals per game, averaging 2.5.
Senior Doug Young has been a spark for the Bobcats off the bench the past few games.
Q30's Beckett Calkins has more from Sacred Heart.
Despite not playing in 3 games this season, Doug Young was ready for the moment today. Young came off the bench and scored 18 points, including a pair of triples.
I work really hard. I don't get down on myself. I know I don't play a lot, but I'm not trying to be an energy sucker. I want to be somebody the younger guys can look up to. When they're not doing well, I can come in and be a good teammate and elevate us.
Despite having an inconsistent role in his second year in Hampton, Young is taking advantage of every opportunity.
Just playing hard, staying ready, just being a vet that I am. You got to stay ready, and that's what I did today.
Head coach Tom Pecora discussed what Young brings to the table and how he earned his role today.
We've been struggling with shooting. The other thing is I've been on Doug's tail, man. Like, he hasn't played in a lot of games, and I'm trying. I love him. I want him to be great here, and I want him to be even better when he leaves here. And, sometimes as a coach, you got to discipline guys, and you got to let guys know what life's all about if you want them to reach their potential.
Amari Monroe issued his support for his teammates' preparation.
First, he had a great week of practice, and it showed. We know we can depend on Doug. We know if he doesn't play one night and plays another, that won't affect him. He's ready to go whenever. If his name is called, he gets in there, he works. And like you said, it showed on the national stage today, and I'm just super happy for him.
With Merrimack's loss, Quinnipiac moves to first place in the MAAC ahead of Sunday's matchup against the red-hot Iona Gales. For Q30 Sports, I'm Beckett Calkins.
Getting back to the action, Quinnipiac men's basketball took on Iona on Sunday, looking to hold on to first place in the MAAC. Quinnipiac defeated Iona 63-62 back on January 12th in New Rochelle. It might be icy and cold outside, but on the hardwood, things are heating up in the MAAC. Midway through the first half, Justin Menard from the corner, hand in his face, doesn't matter. The freshman's on the money from 3. A lot of back and forth early on. Paul Otieno with the steal. Jaden Zimmerman in transition, slams it home. 25-24 Bobcats. But with under 3.5, DeJour, creating some separation, drains it over Otieno, ties the game at 30. Then it's Reeves again, 6 straight points for the senior guard. Iona leads 32-30. Seconds left in the half. Savion Lewis, right-hand finish on the left side. The Bobcats hit the locker room, 35-34. Reeves kicks it to Menard. Up top, step over, gets Amari Monroe to miss. Iona takes the 2-point lead with that bucket. Under 5 to play now. Monroe drives, nice move inside. Can't finish, but the putback is good. Next possession, it's Caden Bennett. Baseline drive, it's all muscle off the glass. 68-63 Bobcats. But how about Adam G? Near side wing? Yes, he did. 2-point ball game. Less than 3 to play. Doug Young inbounds it to Bennett. He'll send it right back to Young in the corner. The 3 ball connects. The lead is back to 5 for the Bobcats, but it's G again, the freshman with his 3rd made 3 of the game, cuts the deficit in just 2 points, 71-69. Bennett with the rock, explodes into the paint and rattles the rim. Let's get one more look at that dunk. Mamma mia, what a jam! That'd be the nail in the coffin. Quinnipiac holds on to the victory for their Monroe's 4th straight 20-point game, double-double for Monroe. The Quinnipiac Bobcats improved to 12-3 on MAAC play.
Monroe's 2 double-doubles won him his 2nd MAAC Player of the Week award of the year. Now, Anthony, let's hit the ice.
You said it. Q30's Ava Heaton breaks down the men's ice hockey team's weekend against Union in RPI.
Thanks, guys. The Quinnipiac men's ice hockey team swept their weekend on the road as they defeated the Union Garnet Chargers by a score of 7-2 and the RPI Engineers by a score of 6-2. Against Union, forward Jack Ricketts recorded 3 points with 2 goals and an assist, while defenseman Drew Hockley recorded his first collegiate goal. Against RPI, forward Jeremy Wilmer recorded his 100th collegiate point, and Matej Marinov even had a goalie point with his assist on a Ricketts empty net goal. Forward Chris Pelosi had 4 points on the weekend and has been named as the ECAC Hockey Rookie of the Week. This is Pelosi's first weekly award of his career and the 3rd Quinnipiac first year to earn this honor this season. After this weekend sweep, the Bobcats moved up 1 spot in the pairwise rankings from number 15 to number 14. The Bobcats are back in Hamden this weekend as they will take on the Yale Bulldogs in the Battle of Whitney Avenue on Friday and the Brown Bears on Saturday. This will be the last home series of Quinnipiac's regular season, while also having an opportunity to clinch their 5th straight Cleary Cup with a little bit of help from other in-conference opponents. That's all the time I have here from the ice, but when Sports Paws comes back, Brittany and Anthony will talk about the women's ice hockey team's Senior Day weekend games, see if the Bobcats ended their regular season slate on a high note. And lacrosse is back in Hamden as the women's lacrosse team opened up their season against Central Connecticut State and Colgate. Sports Paws will be right back after this commercial break.
Even the mighty might not see it coming. It's prediabetes, and it captures 1 in 3 adults. But you can escape. Take the 1-minute prediabetes risk test to know where you stand and prevent or delay type 2 diabetes. Be your own hero on smartphones everywhere at doihaveprediabetes.org.
Multiple studies have shown that marijuana can slow both driver reaction and response time, which can be really dangerous. He's here. He's here. Wait. What? I can't drive. Why? My. Oh.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing that keeps us focused. A habit we never skip to clear our minds and elevate our performance.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game, to drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health? Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. Discover the resources you need to keep your mind focused and your mental health a priority.
Welcome back to Sports Paws. It was the final week of the regular season for the women's ice hockey team, also against our Union and RPI.
The Bobcats were looking to clinch a top 4 seed and a first-round bye in the ECAC hockey playoffs.
The Bobcats defeated the Engineers in a 4-0 shutout win earlier this season, looking for the season sweep on Friday. Hopping into the first, the Bobcats start off hot here as Jenna Donahue scores less than 2 minutes into the game, right out in front of the net. Bobcats jump out to a 1-0 lead early on in this one.
Still in the first, Donnie's not done yet as she'll score again off a chaotic bounce in front of the net. Emerson Jarvis will net another goal before the period ends.
However, RPI's Morgan Skoda will make a nifty move around Ella Senek and pots the puck into the back of the net.
Heading into the final period of play, we begin the Bryn Pryor show. As the first year was dominant in the final 20 minutes, on a breakaway, she's able to put in her first of the night. Bobcats now up by 3.
Just 10 seconds later, Kaylin LaMarche makes a sweet dish to Pryor in front of the net for her second goal of the game. The lead is now up to 4 goals for the Bobcats.
The pair connect about a minute later as LaMarche finds Pryor open again in front of the net, and she makes no mistake. Pryor picks up her first career hattie and records the fastest natural hat trick in the program history. She was able to score all 3 goals within 2 minutes and 49 seconds of each other.
To top it off, Brittany, Pryor gets a hat of her own from a fan, and she will pick up another assist off of a LaMarche goal to cap off a historic night for her. Bobcats take this one by a final score of 7-1.
But Anthony, the weekend's not over yet. Then on Senior Day, the Bobcats took on the Union Garnet Chargers looking for the weekend sweep. No action through 40, so we go straight to the third. Kaylin LaMarche and Bryn Pryor connect again. Pryor picks up her 4th goal of the weekend, and the Bobcats go up 1-0 just 3 minutes into the third.
A couple of minutes later, grad student Maddie Samoskevich puts on a great solo effort going around defenders and picking up a goal on her senior day. Bobcats go up by 2 over Union. Brother Mackie and mother Patty were also in attendance for Maddie's final regular season game in Hamden, Connecticut.
Isn't it great her family came out to support her? But don't count out the Chargers, though. On the power play, Stephanie Borg sends in the rocket right past Kaylee Doyle. Nothing could stop that puck from hitting the twine. Union is able to cut the lead in half.
The Bobcats would not be denied the win, though. Union's last-ditch effort pulling their goalie backfires on them as Emerson Jarvis receives a pass from Samoskevich, and she will put the Bobcats back up by 2, and that's all she wrote in this one.
Even though the Bobcats pulled through against the Chargers, Clarkson ended up taking down Dartmouth, and the Bobcats will not receive a first-round bye. They will play in the first round on Saturday in the team's final home game at M&T Bank Arena for this season. Following a win against the Union team celebrated their senior day. Q30's Christina Semenis has the story.
We spent 4 years together, which is a very long time. Kendall, Samo, Mia Lapata, Maya Labad, I spent a lot of time with them. Great humans, great individuals, great hockey players. Getting to know them throughout the years was truly a great experience, and I think we all impacted each other's lives in various ways that will stay with us for a lifetime.
Not only are the alumni proud of the graduating Bobcats, but so are their families. Melissa Samskevich spoke about how proud she is of her sister's leadership.
Like I said, we're just super grateful, just to be a part of this. So to be leaders on the team, I think it's, like I said, we're just grateful for it, and we're lucky. But I'm, like I said, super proud of her. I think it hasn't set in until we do this ceremony and we do all the crying and stuff, but yeah, it's been good.
Captain Kendall Cooper's family also highlighted how special it is to be a part of Senior Day.
It's like anything. It's great honor. She takes it very seriously, and we obviously are very proud, but it's just an indication too, she doesn't just single herself out. It's everyone contributes, right? And that's what, she really wants to recognize. It's a team game.
I think as it's coming to an end, it's kind of important to soak it all in and enjoy the last few games. It's super special, the opportunity she's given us to watch her play, so it's fun.
Whether the seniors or graduates had been a Bobcat for their entire college career or just one season, it's obvious that their experience and leadership made this team a family. Next Saturday, the Bobcats will face off against the Harvard Crimson in the first round of the CAC playoffs. For Q30 Sports, I'm Christina Tsmenis.
With the regular season coming to an end, let's take a look at how the playoffs are going to look. Starting with the top 4 seeds being Cornell at 1, Colgate at 2, St. Lawrence at 3, and Clarkson at 4. All those teams will all get first-round byes. The first-round matchups are Quinnipiac versus Harvard, Yale versus Dartmouth, RPI versus Princeton, and finally, Brown versus Union. all in winner-go-home games, with the second round being a best-of-3 series. The final is being played on March 8th in the highest remaining team's home rink.
Moving to women's ice hockey pairwise rankings. In first place, we see Wisconsin with 29 wins, 1 loss, and 2 ties. In second and third, we see Ohio State and Cornell. Moving to fourth and fifth place, there is Minnesota and Colgate. Minnesota Luke is 6th in the rankings, followed by Penn State and St. Lawrence. To round out the top 10, Quinnipiac is in 9th place and St. Cloud's is in 10th.
The women's lacrosse team opened their season at home with a dominant 21-2 win over Central Connecticut State University. Sisters Ellie Grace and Mia Delmon both had 3 goals on the day. Megan Felker and Kendall Lee both scored twice, and the first-year goalie Shannon Aldon shined in net. The win marked the team's largest margin of victory in a game since 2002. Looking to start the season 2-0, the women's lacrosse team also hosted Colgate this weekend. Quinnipiac and Colgate in some women's lacrosse action in Hamden on Saturday. Both teams looking to keep their unbeaten starts to the season alive. 3 minutes into this one, Emma Miller-Ayale shifts to the left towards the net and makes a great spin move to cut out in front. Still in the first, less than a minute later, Mia Delmond joins the party and puts it home. All of a sudden, the Bobcats lead by 2 early in the first. This quarter continued to be all Bobcats. They would extend their lead by 5 with a great feed from Kendall Lee to Ella Grace Delmond to make it 6-1 Bobcats. The early offense from the Bobcats would not come uncontested. Colgate's Ella Bashara gathers some momentum for the Raiders as she scores from 8 meters out. Colgate's scoring run would continue into the quarter. Caroline Panzier rips a shot from across her body from the top left. What a shot from the junior there. Skipping to midway through the quarter, Abby Wise finds a cutting Miller-Ayale in front, who puts the ball in the back of the net. The score now sits at 8-4 in favor of the Bobcats. The third Bobcats offensive onslaught continued. Kate Bendowski collects her 3rd goal of 4 on the afternoon, a career high for the junior attacker. Heading into the last seconds of the third, Lucy Lacarda gets the Raiders back within striking distance. Colgate only trails by 3 heading into the 4th quarter. The 4th starts with no goals until Wise's game-sealing goal with under 30 to go, and after 2 very late goals by both teams, the Bobcats would take the win 13-9. Highlighted by Benendowski's 4 goals and 5 shots.
And for the cherry on top, first-year midfielder Emma Miller-Ayala won the season's first MAAC Rookie of the Week award. After recording 4 points across the 2 victories, moving over to the men's side, men's lacrosse started their season on Friday with a loss to UMass Amherst with a score of 19-5. Cole Massalas scored the first goal of the game at the 10-minute mark of the first period, but the Bobcats couldn't hold this momentum in the rest of the game. Mason Oak racked up 17 saves and 10 ground balls. The leading scorer for the Bobcats was Nate Watson with 2 goals and 2 assists. Quinnipiac is looking to bounce back on Tuesday against St. John's. The acro and tumbling team faced off against Iona at home, looking to go 2-0.
Q30's Miranda Patori has the story.
Thanks, guys. The acrobatics and tumbling team had a national award and a meet this past week. Hallie Fowler earned NCATA Athlete of the Week honors for the first week of the season. This comes from her contribution in the 7-element acro and synchronized pyramid, both of which scored a meet-high 9.8 against Morgan State. Moving on to this past Saturday, the Bobcats traveled to number 8 Iona and scored a 264.28, defeating the Gales by almost 7 points. They beat Iona by small margins in every event other than tumbling, in which the Gales bested the Bobcats by 0.125. Gabriella Pierce impressed in the 6-element tumbling, once again earning a 9.7. The Bobcats will be back in action on February 22nd against Long Island University. That's all the time I have here from Lender Court, but when Sports Paws returns, Brittany and Anthony will recap baseball and softball season openers, see how the Bobcats broke in the new Diamonds in non-conference tournament. They also have everyone's favorite time of the night, the top 5 plays, and even Sports Center moments from the past week. Don't go anywhere. Sports Paws will be right back after this commercial break.
Buckle up! Nobody is more prepared for an emergency than Dogman.
With all your kung fu skills and your K9 fortitude or whatnot.
But for the rest of us, a good plan goes a long way.
Come on, let's go!
So, whether it's an unexpected disaster or the world's most evilest cat bent on destroying all do-gooders,
Destroy all do-gooders!
you can help your family be ready for anything.
No time to waste. Will you get out of here?
Get started today at ready.gov/kids.
Everyone has a ritual, that small thing we do to keep us focused.
But what do you do to keep your head in the game? To drown out the self-doubt and support your mental health.
Because being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health. Find the resources you need to keep your mental health a priority.
Love your mind.
You know you don't have to wear your PT gear anymore, right?
It's comfortable.
So how's civilian life treating you?
It's fine.
When I got out, I didn't want to admit that there was anything wrong because I felt like a failure. And then I realized, like, there's nothing to be ashamed of. So I started talking to someone. Maybe you are fine, but if you're not, it's okay.
Thank you.
If you or a veteran you know needs support, don't wait. Reach out. Find resources at va.gov/reach.
Welcome back to Sports Paws. NCAA's opening weekend was this week, and Q30's Spencer Decker and Patty Walsh are here to break down how Quinnipiac baseball and softball teams began their seasons.
Thanks, guys. The Quinnipiac baseball team kicked off their season down in Wilmington, North Carolina for a 4-game set between Georgia and UNC Wilmington. In the first game, the Bobcats dropped it to the Georgia Bulldogs. Josh LaJoy got the start, but a rough one for him. Jack Cable, though, with a strong showing out of the bullpen. In the second game, in the doubleheader, the Bobcats faced off against the Seahawks. They would drop that one as well, but Nick Balcom, a pretty strong showing at the starting position for the Bobcats, 5 innings, giving up 2 runs. The next day, though, the Bobcats tried to turn the tide against Georgia once again. They dropped it to Georgia, but a very strong showing by the Bobcats, losing it only 7-4 against the number 8 team in the nation. And then when it came down to the last game of the day, the Bobcats against the Seahawks in a late night game, the Bobcats prevailed and got their first win of the season in an extra inning game, winning it 10-6. Both teams put up 2 runs in the 9th inning, before the Bobcats were able to put up 5 runs in the 10th. That's all I have on the Quinnipiac baseball team. Right over you, Patty, for Quinnipiac softball.
Yeah, the softball team started their season off in Nashville, Tennessee at the Roar City Invitational. They would play 2 games on Friday. The first game against Tennessee State, they would go on to lose 3-1. They gave up an early 3-0 lead in the first inning and were not able to recover. Sophia Vega did triple in the 7th inning, but that would not be enough. Bobcats would go on to lose 3-1. In their second game against the Illinois Fighting Illini, the Bobcats would take a 2-1 lead after a single by Natalia Apatiga. Illinois would knot it back up at 2 before Mia Ruby Rosa scored on a Mary Fogg out at second to bring the score even. The Illini would eventually win on a walk-off grand slam in the bottom of the 8th inning, and the Bobcats would start their season off 0-2. Now back to you guys at the desk.
The women's indoor track and field team competed in the Geek and Gack Invitational. 2 records were broken at the Invitational. First-year pole vaulter Talia Graham marked a new record of 3.65 meters. The 4x400 relay team bested a record that had stood for close to 5 years and is the first team in program history to crack the 346 timestamp. Well, Anthony, I know it was Valentine's Day this weekend, but we have one more sweet treat.
It's the sweetest treat of them all, Brittany. It's time for Sports Paws Top 5 Plays of the Week.
Play number 5, men's ice hockey at Union. Victor Trineski-Nair shocked himself with this face-off goal, marking his 5th of the season. This is Sports Center's play number 10.
Play 4, women's lax versus Colgate. Ella Grace Delmon's possession is knocked down by Colgate, only for Kate Benedowski to recover and mark a new collegiate
Play number
best.
3, a pass off the wall from Jenna Donahue sets up Kendall Cooper for the shot, and Emerson Jarvis tips it in. Bobcats win this one 7-1.
Play 2, men's basketball versus Iona. A screen from Amari Monroe puts a rocket under Caden Bennett, and he takes flight, hitting rim to keep this game close. Bobcats win this game 79-74.
Play number 1, Sports Center. Play number 3. Oh, you thought that was flying? It's a bird. It's a plane. It's center fielder Gabe Wright unleashes his inner Superman to snag this fly ball. Bobcats win this one 10-6.
That's going to be it for Sports Paws this week. Thanks so much for tuning in.
Make sure to follow Q30 Sports and Q30 Television on X and Instagram to stay up to date on your favorite teams. And check us out online at Q30TV.com.
For Brittany Braun-Levin, I'm Anthony Davila. Have a good night, everyone.